What is up, everyone? It is your boy Jordan Mustang 87 back again. And since I have decided that I am likely not going to be posting out any new videos today, tomorrow, or possibly even Saturday, because, well, I have just got back from my most recent holiday, and I figured, well, because I was not making any new videos today or tomorrow, because, well, today is Thursday and tomorrow is Friday at the time of recording this, and we are now into September, and ultimately, I'm just going to give you a rundown of what my plans are for pretty much the foreseeable future. In other words, I am not really going anywhere, aside from basically heading over to my weekly job whenever, in God's name of fucking hell, I get that, but whatever. So my plan for September, or plans I should say, is that first of all, I am going to finish off my Speeders of Summer project by getting through the rest of WRC2 Extreme for the PlayStation 2. I only have to do the Expert Championship, and well, because I have not played that game now for well over a month, I basically need to get the practice in. And I figured I would more or less spend both tomorrow, maybe even Saturday, just trying to get in enough practice to really get myself back in the groove of WRC2 for the PS2. And I've already decided on which car it is I'm using for that, so do not give me any suggestions on which cars should be used for that, please. I prefer to do these things for myself without any backseat drivers, just as a point of reference. So yes, and aside from that, I would say that since we are now in September and hopefully there will be a bit more rain, my throat will eventually manage to restore itself to normal because, well, since it has been pretty dry for most parts of the year up to this point, it has definitely got to a point where we really have needed more rain, and thankfully, at least for these past few days in the UK, we have managed to get some rain, since this has arguably been one of our driest years for decades. I think the last time we had this minimal rainfall in the UK was, I think it was the summer of 76, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't know because I didn't live through it, but from what I have heard at least, aside from that being one of the hottest summers on record, it was also one of the driest years on record. Although, thankfully at least, by 1977, a lot of that dryness was able to more or less be corrected with typical British downpours shortly thereafterwards. That's only an assumption. I don't have the research to prove it, but I am pretty sure that's probably what happened. Anyway, before I go off on a different rant, basically, once I am done with WRC2, my next plan will pretty much be to get on with Burnout Revenge, and I will be playing that on my PlayStation 3 because that is precisely what I did with Burnout 3. Unfortunately, the reason why I could only play Most Wanted on my PlayStation 2 is, well, because it simply wouldn't work on my backwards compatible PlayStation 3, or at least my copy of the game anyway, which is partly the reason as to why you may have noticed the quality dipped. But whatever. Emulation does make higher quality games than what they are in real life. And of course, since I was playing on the PlayStation 2 for Most Wanted, well, you can probably understand why the quality bar was a bit lower. But anyway, yeah. So Burnout Revenge will be coming up later on this month whenever I get finished with WRC2. And as I said before, that will also be where my summer project ends. And then I can move on to other things. I won't be able to tell you precisely what games it is after Burnout Revenge that I will plan on doing, but I think I have got a plan sorted out, and soon enough you will see what games it is I will be doing. But of course, I will make sure to more or less give you a possible inkling as to what we will be doing next. But either way, yeah. I should also say a big thank you to everyone who has managed to get me above and beyond the 750 sub mark. Something that I was really not expecting to reach before the end of September, but amazingly, you guys actually came through for me, and you were able to get me a step closer to reaching my year-end goal of hopefully reaching 800 subscribers, since that is partly what I aim to do for pretty much the rest of the calendar year at this point. And hopefully we can manage to go onwards and upwards from here. So basically what my plan is for September is to finish WRC2 Extreme, and then to basically get on with Burnout Revenge as soon as I'm done with the previous game I just mentioned. But anyway, I think that's more or less going to wrap it up for this little update video. And since I am now back for the foreseeable future, I will see you again in the next video. So until then, thanks for watching, stay safe wherever you are in the world, and peace out.